Cold, rain, and wind. That's the weather picture at Belmont Park on Long Island for the 85th Belmont Stakes, the mile-and-a-half classic billed as the test of the champion. Number 4 is Jamie Kay, second in the Preakness. And number 5 is Native Dancer, winner of the Preakness and a heavy favorite of the fans to repeat. And they're off. 6 3-year-olds off after fame and first place money of $82,000. Round the turn and into the stretch. Jamie Kay in the lead, but Native Dancer closing with every stride. Here is the Preakness all over again. Only this trip the Dancer has to catch the fleet-footed Jamie Kay before the spine-tingling drive to the wire. The script called for another stretch battle between the two Preakness leaders, and they follow it to a T. T for terrific. In slow motion now, thundering shoulder to shoulder to one of the most heart-pumping finishes in the history of the Belmont Stakes, Part 3 of Turfdom's Triple Crown. Eric Gurn on the Dancer keeps his classy gray colt in front of Jamie Kay all the way down the stretch to win by a neck. Native Dancer has won over $500,000 and now points for the fabulous Citations record. A steamy day and a sizzling race, the 88th Belmont Stakes. Needles, the temperamental Kentucky Derby winner, is heavily favored by the crowd. 32,000 cash customers see the favorite trailing from the start, some 60 yards behind at the half-mile mark. Third choice Fabius gets out front to set a good pace. Coming up in the stretch, Needles makes his bid. Fourth at the mile mark, second in the stretch, charging hard until he takes the lead with his get-up-and-go spurt. But with only 100 yards to go, Needles pulls up, thinks the race is over. Until jockey Dave Erb lays on the whip and whips the capricious colt across, barely edging out Career Boy as he streaks across the line. A heart-in-the-mouth finale for all those bettors as Needles wins in spite of himself with a spectacular performance that boosts him to 11th among the all-time money winners. He's brought home well over $575,000. You know, a horse like that can afford a little temperament. 37,000 are in the stands for the 89th running of the Belmont Stakes, the closing event of the Triple Crown Turf Series. Stablemates Bold Nero and Gallant Man lead the parade to the post. Bold Ruler with Eddie Arcaro aboard is front runner and the wagering favorite at 17-20. Bold Nero presses with Gallant Man fourth. Teamed by Low Stables, they're also odds-on betting choices, 19-20. Just one little oddity in a memorable race. In the backstretch, it's still Bold Ruler with Nero holding the pace. The pack some 8 lengths back. This is the race that usually points out the champion in the 3-year-old division, and this year is no exception. At 7/16 of a mile, Willie Shoemaker starts Gallant Man on a winning drive that carries him to a runaway 8-length triumph, setting a new record for the track, the stakes, and the distance in America. Bold Ruler, exhausted by the pace, crosses third. Oh, one thing more. Gallant Man's the first Irish bred to win the Belmont. Gallant, indeed.
The largest crowd since 1947 turns out for the Belmont Stakes, with Tim Tam starting at 3-20, the overwhelming favorite to win the Belmont and become the 9th Triple Crown winner. The Irishman from Boston, Cavan, is second choice of the crowd and staying close to Tim Tam all the way. The rest of the field is out of the battle as the experts see it, and quite a battle it is. In the far turn, Tim Tam and Cavan move up together, and rounding into the stretch, it is a 2-horse race. Cavan leads by a length. Tim Tam falters with a chipped bone in his foreleg. Tim Tam still has it all over the rest of the field, but it's Cavan roaring home in near record time. A worthy winner despite Tim Tam's accident. No Triple Crown for Tim Tam as Cavan becomes the first Irish-bred horse ever to win the Belmont. 43,000 cheer the start of the Belmont Stakes, third part of racing's Triple Crown. Tompion sets the early pace with Venetian Way second and Celtic Ash last in the field of 7 3-year-olds. Ballyache, the Preakness winner, is out of this one at a 1.5 mile distance, the longest of the Triple Crown series. In the backstretch, Venetian Way leads, Tompion following closely, and Celtic Ash starts to move as they approach the far turn. As the field rounds into the straightaway, Willie Hartack moves Celtic Ash to the outside and begins a sizzling stretch drive. Celtic Ash moves into the lead and wins the $150,000 stakes going away. A smashing 5.5 length upset victory. $51,000 are out for the Belmont Stakes to see Carryback try for another big one. Former First Lady and President Eisenhower are among Carryback's fans, as the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner goes for the third jewel in racing's Triple Crown. 9 horses get away, and as in the Derby and the Preakness, it's Globemaster who jumps into the lead and sets the pace. Following right on his heels is Sher with Carryback, as usual, lost far behind. He's the heavy favorite with the crowd, and they're not worried, for he's a late starter who likes to come from behind. In the backstretch, Carryback, number 2 on the rail, is not showing much speed, and he's passed easily by Amberoid. You'd have to bet $20 to win 9 on Carryback, and as he falls behind another slot, your money doesn't look too good. In the stretch, Sherlock, who's been dogging Globemaster, passes him handily, and the 65-to-1 shot under strong handling romps for the wire. A $2 investment returns $132.10. Brother, that's better than working. The news is all on the big board as the winner gets his trophy from Mrs. Eisenhower. This week's success story. The third leg of racing's Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, has 8 horses going to the post. And when the field gets away, the Kentucky Derby winner, Decidedly, and the Preakness winner, Greek Money, are left in the pack. Jumping into the lead and hoping to run the favorites into the ground, Admiral's Voyage sets a fast pace. And on his heels is Jaipur, who is heavily backed by the fans who have discounted his bad showing in the Preakness. The stretch run is an American version of the Troika. Admiral's Voyage on the rail holds his lead. Next to him with the blinders, Jaipur and Crimson Satan outside. Jaipur hits the wire on nose in front. In one of the most exciting finishes in the 94-year history of the Belmont, Jaipur and Willie Shoemaker pocket $109,000. Nice money for a short gallop. The Belmont Stakes, third jewel in racing's Triple Crown, brings upwards of $50,000 to New York's Aqueduct track. In the starting gate are Chateaugay and Candy Spots. Chateaugay, number 5, is the Kentucky Derby winner. Candy Spots, number 1, top the Preakness. Bonjour sets the early pace as Rolio Beza holds Chateaugay back, and Willie Shoemaker keeps Candy Spots in a spot behind Bonjour. The crowd has made Candy Spots an odds-on favorite and seems to have neglected Chateaugay. The Derby winner left the post at 4-1. As they come into the stretch, it's Candy Spots in the lead. But keep your eye on the rail. That's where Beza heads Chateaugay. It's a thriller right out of a Grade B movie, as Chateaugay finds that hole wide enough and moves up on Candy Spots. With 3/16 of a mile to go, Chateaugay uncorks his great racing form to thunder home an easy winner. Head low as he widens the gap with every stride. The Derby winner has the Belmont in his feed bag.
picks up $100,000 for his victory in this 95th running of the Belmont. As a 3-year-old, he's won 5 out of 6 races. That's what makes Chateaugay, wouldn't you say? The third jewel in the Triple Crown of racing, the Belmont Stakes, has 60,000 fans jamming New York's Aqueduct track. They have made a heavy favorite out of Northern Dancer, Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, but this is a day for an upset. When they get away, it's a 40-to-1 shot. Orientalist who takes the lead with Hill Rise second and Northern Dancer back in the pack. The Belmont is a 1.5-mile race, and anything can happen at that distance. The crowd has made Quadrangle the third favorite. The bird's not entered, and in the backstretch they see him begin his move. Jockey Manuel Icaza finds Quadrangle running easily, and when they come around the last turn into the stretch, the 6-to-1 shot begins to move in a hurry, and he pulls away from the favored Northern Dancer and the highly touted Hill Rise. Quadrangle has a tendency to slow down when running in front, and Icaza gives him a touch of the whip to keep him flying for the wire, and fly he does. Despite a slight drizzle, he's only 2/5 of a second off the track record. Crowd has the thrills and Quadrangle has the money, $110,000.
$56,000 fans at Aqueduct on hand to see if Cowie King, number 6, winner of the Derby and the Preakness, can complete racing's Triple Crown with the Belmont Stakes. The field of 11 thoroughbred 3-year-olds breaks out of the starting gate, and the Belmont is off to a fast start. Citation was the last horse to win all 3 races for the Triple Crown 18 years ago. Highest honors, number 4, leads at the start, with number 9, Advocator, second, and the betting favorite, Cowie King, number 6, in third position. Cowie King leads in the backstretch, while Amberoid, number 5, pulls up to take third spot. King is still on top, rounding the final turn, but Amberoid, urged on by jockey Bill Boland, is second and closing the distance, while Stupendous, number 8, is now third. Amberoid has been beaten 4 times this season by Cowie King, but the question is, can Cowie King win at this longer 1.5-mile distance? Amberoid takes the lead from a tiring Cowie King at the start of the long stretch run to the wire. Number 10, Buffalo, ridden by Manuel Icaza, comes on strong to challenge Amberoid, but the Kentucky-bred son of Count Amber holds stubbornly to his 2-length lead. Amberoid wins the Belmont Stakes, Buffalo second, and Advocator nips the fast-fading Cowie King by a neck. Amberoid, Bill Boland up, wears the blanket of white carnations, symbol of a Belmont winner.